Welcome to Living Your Senior Life, the podcast that helps you navigate your senior years with confidence, joy, and practical advice. We're Mark and Debbie, and we're so glad you're here. Today, we're diving into one of the most effective and enjoyable forms of exercise for older adults: swimming. If you've been looking for a workout that's gentle on your joints but still delivers real results, swimming may be exactly what you need. In this episode, we'll talk about the physical and mental health benefits of swimming, important safety tips, what to do if you can't swim, and how swimming compares to other senior-friendly exercises like walking, yoga, and cycling. We'll also cover common mistakes to avoid and how to get started simply and affordably. Whether you're a confident swimmer or you've never stepped into a pool, there's something here for you. Before we get started, remember that this episode is for informational purposes only. Always talk with your healthcare provider before beginning any new exercise routine, especially if you have a medical condition or recent injury. Safety always comes first. So now grab a cup of coffee or your favorite tea, get comfortable, and let's explore how swimming can help you stay active, protect your joints, and enjoy greater freedom and independence at any age.
Did you know that the moment you step into a pool, the water supports up to 90% of your body weight?
It's an incredible statistic.
It really is. I mean, just pause on that for a second. Imagine 90% of the gravity just disappearing.
It's the closest thing to walking on the moon most of us will ever get. It's this immediate physiological shift.
It is. And that feeling, it isn't just a fun little novelty. That number, that 90%, is really the hook for what we're talking about today. We're looking for a way to exercise that removes almost all the strain.
All the impact.
Yeah, all the impact, but still gives you this massive return on your effort.
Which is, essentially the holy grail of fitness, especially as we get older. You want the gain without all the pain.
Exactly. So welcome to the deep dive. Today we are unpacking a whole stack of research on swimming for seniors and really for aging adults in general. And I want to be really clear on this. We are not just talking about taking a lazy dip in the summer to cool off.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
We're looking at this as a year-round prescription for health. This is about swimming as medicine, really, a tool for longevity.
But I think a lot of people, maybe even you listening right now, you hear swimming and you picture laps, you picture exhaustion. Or maybe you're thinking, I haven't put on a swimsuit in 20 years.
And that's the mental barrier we really need to break down today. I mean, the whole mission here is to completely reframe that. Because as we age, the goal of fitness, it shifts.
Yeah, it totally shifts.
In your 20s, it's about, aesthetics or peak performance. But in your 60s, 70s, and beyond, it's about staying active without getting hurt.
It's about longevity, mobility, independence.
Precisely. We want heart health. We want to move freely. But we absolutely cannot afford the kind of wear and tear we just shook off when we were younger.
Yeah.
And swimming is so unique because it manages to be two things that usually, contradict each other. It's gentle and it's intense at the same time.
That's the contradiction. Gentle and intense. Okay, so here's our roadmap. We're going to break down the physics of why the pool works. We'll get into the nitty-gritty of buoyancy and resistance.
Right.
We'll look at the mental ripple effect, pun intended.
Ah, I see what you did there. Very clever.
I couldn't resist. Then we're going to do a bit of a showdown, swimming versus walking versus cycling, see how it stacks up. And most importantly, we're going to walk through the do's and don'ts, the mistakes that people make.
And those mistakes are so critical. They're not obvious, and we want to help you avoid them.
Okay, so let's dive into the physics. You mentioned that 90% number. Why is buoyancy such a game changer for someone dealing with, say, arthritis or just general stiffness?
It all comes down to a concept called offloading. On land, every single step you take sends an impact shock wave up through your ankles, your knees, your hips.
Right up the chain.
Right up into your spine. Gravity's tough. But in the water, buoyancy basically cancels out most of that gravity.
So it's like a cushion.
It's more than a cushion. It's a full support system. It allows for a range of motion, of flexibility that might be literally impossible for you on land. If you have arthritis, moving a joint hurts because of the compression.
The bone-on-bone feeling.
Exactly. In the water, that compression is just gone. The water is holding the joint open, in a sense. So the pool isn't just a place to work out. For many people, it's a place of relief.
So you get the movement, which we know lubricates the joints, without the punishment.
You're breaking that cycle of, it hurts to move, so I don't move, so it gets stiffer, so it hurts more. The water lets you move freely again.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting for me. If I just wanted to be weightless, I could lie in a hammock. But the research points out this hidden workout factor. Resistance.
Right, and this is the intense part of that gentle-intense equation. We think of water as soft, but physically, water is much, much denser than air.
How much denser are we talking?
It's something like 800 times denser than air.
Wow.
So even though you feel light, every time you move your arm or leg, you are pushing against this medium that requires real force to displace. It provides natural multidirectional resistance.
And multidirectional is the key word there, right? With a dumbbell, gravity just pulls down.
Correct. That's just vertical resistance. In water, you push forward, there's resistance. You pull back, there's resistance. Sweep your arms sideways, resistance. You're strengthening all the major muscle groups, arms, legs, core, back, without ever picking up a single weight.
So for someone who is worried about muscle loss as they age, sarcopenia, is that the term?
Sarcopenia, yes. The natural loss of muscle mass. This fights it, and it fights it aggressively. And because the water is supporting you, you're way less likely to strain something.
That makes sense.
On land, if your form is bad with a heavy weight, you tear something. In water, if you get tired, you just stop pushing. The resistance vanishes instantly. It's like a self-regulating machine.
Let's look under the hood for a minute. We've talked muscles and joints, but what about the engine? The heart. High-intensity cardio on land can be pretty daunting.
The cardiovascular impact is fascinating. It raises your heart rate, improves circulation. It helps lower blood pressure, reduces risk of heart disease and stroke. But there's a nuance here I love. In the water, your heart rate actually stays a little lower than it would on land for the same amount of effort.
Really? Why is that?
2 reasons. First, the water is cool, so your heart isn't working overtime just to cool you off. Second is something called hydrostatic pressure.
Hydrostatic pressure. Okay.
It's the weight of the water itself, sort of gently squeezing your body. This pressure actually helps return blood from your legs back to your heart. It acts like a giant compression sock.
Oh, that's amazing.
So your heart doesn't have to work quite as hard, even though your muscles are working very hard.
That sounds like a cheat code. You get the metabolic burn without feeling like your chest is going to explode.
It is a bit of a metabolic hack. And speaking of metabolism, there was a specific note in the research about diabetes that I found really compelling.
Yes, that caught my eye too. It's highlighted as being highly effective for diabetes management.
It goes back to that full body engagement. You're using so many muscle groups at once against resistance, so your cells are just screaming for glucose. You burn calories efficiently, but more importantly, that muscle contraction helps regulate your blood sugar levels.
And there's a safety element there for diabetics too.
Yeah, a huge one. For seniors with diabetes who might have neuropathy, that nerve damage in the feet-land-based cardio can be risky. You could get a blister and not feel it.
And a blister on a diabetic foot is a very serious issue.
It's a medical emergency, potentially. The pool just removes that risk entirely. It's a safe place to get that metabolic benefit without risking your feet.
It really is a full-body tune-up. But I want to switch gears to something that often gets overlooked in fitness talk. The mind. The sources call this the mental ripple effect.
It's a great term.
They describe swimming as meditative. And I get that. There's something about being in the water, the rhythm of it. But is there actual science behind that?
Oh, absolutely. There's a biological basis for it. First, you have the endorphins, those natural mood lifters. Any exercise does that. But swimming adds this other layer, sensory deprivation.
In a good way.
In a very good way. Your ears are underwater, so the world is muffled. You're not checking your phone. But the real secret is the breathing.
How so?
Think about it. When you're running, you just breathe. It's subconscious. In swimming, you can't breathe whenever you want. You have to time it with your stroke.
You have to find a rhythm.
You have to find a rhythm. And that controlled, rhythmic breathing triggers the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest system. It creates a calming effect that really reduces stress.
It's almost like enforced mindfulness. You have to pay attention to your breath or get a mouthful of water.
Exactly. The environment forces you to be present. You can't worry about your grocery list when you're focusing on your next breath. And that relaxation, it extends beyond the pool. The data shows swimming can significantly improve sleep quality.
And sick is a huge issue for so many people as they age.
Massive. It helps regulate the body's internal clock, the circadian rhythm. That combination of physical exertion and the body regulating its temperature in cool water, it leads to deeper, more restorative rest.
There's also the social aspect. We shouldn't blow past that. Isolation is a genuine health risk.
It's a risk factor on par with smoking or obesity. It accelerates cognitive decline. Going to a community pool, joining a water aerobics class, that combats it. It's a structured, supportive environment. It's accountability, sure, It's also community.
Okay, so we have sold the benefits, but I can just hear a listener right now saying, this all sounds great, but I can't swim, or I haven't swum since 1975. Let's do some serious myth busting.
Absolutely. This is the single biggest barrier, and it is a total illusion. You do not need to know how to swim laps to get these benefits.
So what are the options? If I'm not doing freestyle back and forth, what am I actually doing?
So many things. The most accessible, and honestly one of the best, is just water walking.
Just walking. In the water.
Just walking. You get in the shallow end, waist deep or chest deep, and you walk. You get all that resistance we talked about. You get the balance support so you won't fall, and your head never even has to go underwater.
And I imagine that's a much better workout than walking on land.
Oh, much more effort. It engages your core because the water's pushing you around a little. You have to stabilize yourself.
What about those classes with the foam dumbbells?
Water aerobics. They are fantastic. You just follow the instructor.
Yeah.
And yeah, they use those foam dumbbells. But remember, foam floats. So you aren't lifting a weight up, you're pushing a floating weight down.
Right, because the buoyancy is fighting you.
Exactly. So it becomes a great strength exercise for your back and shoulders. But even on your own, you can hold the edge of the pool and do leg kicks. You can use one of those flotation belts and jog in the deep end. The goal is movement against resistance, not speed.
I do want to address the fear factor, though. Some people have a real visceral fear of water.
And that's valid. The advice here is simple. Start in the shallow end, 3 or 4 feet deep, where you can stand flat-footed with your head way above the water.
And the buddy system was mentioned, too.
Yes. Go with a friend or, hire an instructor for one session just to get comfortable. Having someone there can make all the difference.
So no excuses. You don't need to be Michael Phelps. But now, I want to put swimming to the test. Let's do a little showdown.
I love a good comparison. Let's do it.
Round 1. Swimming versus walking. Walking is the classic. It's free, it's easy. Why bother with the pool?
Walking is excellent. I'd never tell someone to stop. In fact, walking has one big advantage over swimming. It's a weight-bearing exercise.
Which matters for bone density.
Crucial for bone density. That impact from gravity helps keep bones strong, prevents osteoporosis. Swimming doesn't build bone density because you're floating.
Okay, point for walking.
It does. But swimming wins hands down on joint relief and full body conditioning. Walking is mostly a lower body workout. And for anyone with severe knee or hip pain, walking might just be too painful.
So what's the verdict?
It's a partnership. Do both. They complement each other perfectly. Walk for your bones, swim for your joints and your heart.
I like that. Okay, round 2. Swimming versus cycling.
Cycling is great for the legs, great for being outdoors, but swimming has a massive safety advantage. There's no fall risk.
That's a really good point.
You can't crash in a pool lane. Balance becomes a real issue as we age. A fall from a bike at 70 can be life-altering. A broken hip, it changes everything. The pool is a safe space.
And again, upper body. Cycling is all legs.
Exactly. Swimming is a total body workout.
Never.
And with an indoor pool, it isn't weather dependent.
Okay, last round. Swimming versus actual strength training. Lifting weights.
This one is more nuanced. Swimming is a hybrid of cardio and strength, but land-based weights are better for targeted muscle building and, again, bone density.
So the verdict is similar to walking.
Yes. It's about a holistic routine. Use the pool for your overall fitness and mobility. Use some light weights or walking for targeted bone health.
So we're sold on the why. Now we need the how, the practical guide. Let's talk about the mistakes that can derail you.
And some of these are really surprising.
The first one shocked me. The hidden danger. Hydration?
It's so counterintuitive, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're surrounded by water, so your brain doesn't register thirst. You don't feel sweat because it just washes away.
But you were sweating.
You are sweating a ton if you're working hard. And you're losing fluid another way, through something called immersion diuresis.
Immersion diuresis. Okay, what's that?
It's just the body reacting to water pressure by telling your kidneys to produce more urine. So you're losing fluid from both ends, basically. You can get dehydrated fast.
So the mistake is thinking you're fine because you're not hot and sticky.
Exactly. And for seniors, dehydration can be really serious. It can lead to dizziness or fainting when you get out. The fix is simple. Keep a water bottle on the pool deck and drink from it.
Got it. Okay, next mistake. Pacing. The too much too soon syndrome.
This is classic. You get in, you feel weightless, your joints feel great, and you feel like Superman. So you go for an hour straight.
And the next day.
The next day you can't lift your arms because you used muscles in your upper back, your lats, that you haven't used in years.
So what's the guideline?
Start slow, 20 to 30 minutes, just 2 or 3 times a week. Let your body adapt.
What about prep? I'm guilty of just jumping right in.
That's a mistake. You need to warm up, even in water. Just 5 to 10 minutes of water walking, some arm circles, get the blood flowing.
And a cool down, too.
Just as important. If you stop suddenly, blood can pool in your legs and you get dizzy. A few minutes of easy swimming or walking to let your heart rate come down gradually.
Now, technique. You mentioned holding your breath.
It's a natural anxiety response, but it starves your muscles of oxygen. You'll get tired in minutes. You have to focus on a rhythm. Exhale under the water, inhale above, and also vary your strokes.
Yeah.
Don't just do freestyle every single day.
To avoid overuse injuries.
Exactly. Shoulder injuries are common. Mix in breaststroke, backstroke, even just kicking.
And finally, pain. How do we know the difference between a good burn and a bad pain?
This is crucial. Muscle fatigue feels like a dull ache. That's normal. Sharp shooting pain is a warning light. If you feel that, stop immediately. Do not push through it. The no pain, no gain motto is dangerous here.
Let's talk logistics really quick. Is this an expensive hobby?
It really doesn't have to be. Most community pools have senior discounts. And here's a big tip. Many Medicare Advantage plans, like Silver Sneakers, include gym memberships with cool access.
So you might already have free access and not even know it.
Exactly. Check your plan.
What about gear? It's not just a swimsuit, right?
No. And the number one thing I recommend is water shoes.
Shoes.
In the pool.
Yes. Pool decks and locker rooms are so slippery, the highest fall risk is just getting to the water. Water shoes give you traction.
That's a cheap insurance policy against a fall. It really is. And get a pair of well-fitting goggles. Stinging eyes from chlorine will ruin the whole experience. It's a small investment for a lot of comfort.
Last tip, nutrition. Can I swim right after a big meal?
I wouldn't. Swimming horizontally with a full stomach can cause reflux. The best bet is a light snack. A banana, some yogurt, maybe toast, about 30 to 60 minutes before. You need energy, but not a heavy meal.
Makes sense. Okay, let's bring this all to the surface.
To summarize, I'd say swimming offers this unique combination. It's zero impact on your joints, but it's high impact on your cardiovascular and muscular health. It's safe, adaptable, and incredibly effective.
And my biggest takeaway is that the barrier to entry is so much lower than we think. You don't have to be a swimmer.
That is the key. Just getting in the water is the victory.
So here is our challenge to you. If you've been hesitating, find a local pool.
We hope this episode has shown you just how accessible and beneficial swimming can be for seniors at any fitness level. Whether you're swimming laps, joining a water aerobics class, or simply walking in the shallow end, you're giving your body a low-impact workout that supports your heart, muscles, joints, and overall well-being. Remember to check with your healthcare provider before starting any new exercise program. Start slowly and listen to your body as you build your routine. Even small steps can make a big difference. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with a friend or family member who might benefit from learning about swimming as a senior-friendly exercise option. For more tips on staying active, healthy, and engaged in your senior years, visit livingyourSeniorLife.com, where you'll find articles, resources, and recommendations to support your wellness journey. Thank you again for listening and for being part of this community. And as always, until next time, take care of yourself and live your best senior life.